Yo everyone, Wagwan Sanjuchi here. So welcome back to the channel where today we'll be doing a post Boruto Manga chapter 46 discussion. So for anime only watchers who haven't caught up with the manga, spoilers will be in this video for the manga. Just fair warning at the end of the day. But anyway, welcome guys. Welcome to the new and returning subscribers. Today, as you can already tell by the video title, we'll be discussing the death of Boruto and how I feel the story going forward is going to be structured around this plot point. Of course, if you love Boruto content, One Piece, Dragon Ball, the the whole cast of shows, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And of course, let's get right into today's discussion. So the death of Boruto, for the most part, the death of any character within any work of fiction is always a possibility, but Boruto Manga chapter 46 made it a point in its duty, made it a point of duty, to establish the plot point or the running plot point going forward that Boruto's life is on a time limit. It was revealed in Boruto Manga chapter 46 that the Karma Seal is essentially a backup file for the Otsutsuki that's been defeated by the user, and this backup file essentially extracts itself until the Otsutsuki is revived and the person possessing the Karma Seal is essentially erased from existence, essentially enabling the Otsutsukis to transcend death. So this is a very major plot point because it helped to really and truly raise the stakes for Kawaki and Boruto, and even Jigen as the three users of Karma within the Boruto series. Now, I'm not going to come into this video to say like should Boruto die, but I'm just saying I'm going to try to discuss all the ways the plot is going to center around it, how it's going to potentially handle this plot point. So the first thing, is it possible? As I've said, it is very possible. Chapter 46 made its point of duty to actually establish it. But going forward, one thing that's going to be centered around Boruto and this plot point is the prevention of his death. As we saw in Boruto Manga chapter 46, Naruto asks if there's any way to stop it. Amado of course responds that he doesn't know any way he can possibly stop the resurrection of, or at least the death of Boruto in this case. Of course, he does mention that if he wants to stop the resurrection of Momoshiki, they could probably kill Boruto, but obviously that's not going to be the first, second, third, or even fourth option on the table for Naruto and company. No, the plot is more than likely going to be centered around preventing the resurrection of Momoshiki, or more importantly, the death of Boruto. Now, going forward, I think the plot is obviously going to center around establishing a system for Boruto and Kawaki's Karma Seals, whereby they can potentially delay the extraction or the resurrection of their respective Otsutsukis, but all the while allowing them to make use of karma in the upcoming fights. But more than likely it'll be a case where the more they use it, the more the more the process goes along. That's more like going to be the case. That does seem like the typical case you'd set up for a power system for your main character, where the powers he's using is at it's not healthy for him in the long run. So that's more than likely going to be the case. Now, characters like Orochimaru have experience with resurrecting or spreading their consciousness. In his case, specifically through the cursed seals that he's had, it's been a plot point. It's something we've seen in Naruto before in terms of Orochimaru, specifically during the Fourth Great Ninja War when Sasuke revived him through Anka's cursed seal and using some DNA from Jugo, if memory serves right. No, sorry, it was Kabuto. So having a character spread their consciousness through seals and being able to be revived that way isn't anything new. So I think more than ever, Orochimaru coming back into the story is going to be essential for the survival, or at least extending the life of Boruto Uzumaki going forward. Now, having Boruto's friends, those characters who in the anime who haven't shown up, I think it would be interesting to start bringing them in one by one and seeing what they can bring to the table for the story going forward. I know, and I said time and time again, the Boruto manga isn't going to be as long as the Naruto manga, but I think bringing and raising the tension for Boruto's life in the story at this point, I think bringing in the persons who've established a bond with him through the anime at least, I think starting to introduce them in the manga and bringing them into this whole death of Boruto, plot thread that's going to be going, I think it would at least help to fulfill some investment persons would have, made in the anime for these characters who haven't shown up in the manga just yet. So I'm hoping that's something we can actually get at the end of the day. But as I said, even more so than that, I think Orochimaru is definitely the primary character that they need to start introducing now. Him and Tsunade, of course. Tsunade was mentioned earlier in the manga, probably about 14 chapters ago, 15, give or take. And of course, their role is going to be essential in prolonging Boruto's life, I would imagine, especially since at the moment we do know that Orochimaru has a partnership with Konoha, or at least with Naruto and Sasuke, and he's under watch by Yamato, so yeah. So there is definitely that. But that's going to be like the main thing in terms of how I feel the story is going to revolve around Boruto, or at least preventing his death at the end of the story. But I guess I could touch a bit on, you know, if he should die. And, you know, the thing is, you don't just kill off characters for the fun of it. I mean, in some cases maybe, but this is the main character we're talking about now. So Boruto, if he dies at the end of the series, more than likely, or not even more than likely, you have to ask yourself, will it improve the quality? Will it fulfill the goal of the narrative? I mean, his goal is to be like a Shadow Hokage, or Shadow Kage like Sasuke. Will his death really, you know, fall in line? Will it help push that goal? Will it help cement him in history as a person that was similar to Sasuke, who supported the village from the shadows and made the necessary sacrifices? And then when you think about the death of Boruto, you have to start thinking about, will there be characters sacrificing themselves to bring him back like Sasuke? Will that be factored into a potential plan to save him at the end of the day? So it depends. And then the next thing you have to take into consideration as well with this whole death plotline is the whole, how will the Jogan factor in, and how will it differentiate Boruto from Kawaki in terms of its interactions with the Karma Seal? So all these things you kind of have to start questioning and putting on the table when talking about, based on what was introduced or what was said in Boruto Manga chapter 46, honestly. And it's going to be interesting to see how it actually all plays out. So it's going to be interesting. So I'm saying there's a lot of things that can go into this whole plotline, this whole race against time to prevent Boruto's death. And of course, more than likely, there's going to be some falling out. This could be the start of the, I guess, the conflict that's going to be brewing between Kawaki and Boruto, Naruto, etc., etc., which may lead to what we saw in the flash forward in episode 1 of the Boruto manga. So lots of things to consider with the death of Boruto. It's not just if should he die, there's so many things going into it. So yeah, let me know what you think. Hopefully this video kind of stirred up some discussion, some, you know, rattle up the antness in the community here. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Of course, we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and hopefully we can get that to that, you know, goal objective before the end of the year. So yeah, let me know what you thought about this video. Hit the like button if you did, dislike if you didn't, leave a comment, and if anything, hit me up on Discord. Link is in the description box below. Of course, if you haven't checked out my review of Boruto Manga chapter 46 itself, you can definitely check that out in the end screen here. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this one, guys. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.